No.
sad TV dinner.
Yeah.
Politics, vote Stu for president!
Did you just say vote Stu for president?
Popcorn for all.
Yes.
Oh no, he
Popcorn for
wants to
everyone.
socialize the popcorn. Quick.
What's wrong with that?
He's trying to socialize the popcorn usage.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have a popcorn commune pop up.
President
Hell
Stu, how
yeah.
do we fix the stock market? Flood it with popcorn!
I don't think we want Stu to be leader
If
in any sense of the word after the way I drew him. He's
so,
not fit
if
to
we
be
just
in
if we
charge.
just give popcorn to everybody, then everybody will be happier. And if everybody's happier, then everybody's more willing to work together.
Okay, so I'd like to propose an idea. What if we just take all of the water in the world, and then the rest of the countries will be forced to acknowledge us as the global alpha of the world? Of course.
Oh my gosh.
It's the real way to do it. After all, they can't really live without water now, can they?
Right?
By the way, I'm totally not a sociopath. Ash is a great person, I gotta say. I don't know
Right.
why I refer to myself in the third person, but it's just... it seems the most natural thing to do, after all.
Say,
No,
Emperor,
for-
is it just me,
no.
or are you kind of staticky?
Staticky? No.
I did hear static.
I thought it
Maybe.
was just my headphones.
No, I think it's Emperor's mic.
Am I?
possibly.
Hmm.
Let's do this
Bro.
thing.
I like the countdown background. Very fitting.
Thank you. So if you guys like this countdown background, I actually found this online. The person that uploaded it said that anyone could use it. I linked it in the description of this video if you want to check it out. Use it yourself, comment, like that video, whatever. I thought it was really cool, so
Whoa.
please go check that out if you like that.
So I unplugged and plugged back in my microphone. How's it now?
Thank you for the donation, Shiloh.
It's-
Oh my gosh.
I don't hear any static.
Yep,
No.
and you
I
just got...
think that fixed it.
Oh. Oh no, someone got booped?
We
Yep.
got booped.
We've been booped.
Shiloh booped. And it is now 7 o'clock where I live, Central Standard Time. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Go!
Today, we are doing something a little bit different. I know that today is usually, well, yesterday is usually the art gallery, but I wanted to do something a bit different from that just because we're so close to Halloween. So today I'm going to be drawing some of the search characters as spooky monsters, disturbing, sickly, maybe a little bit,
Flat out evil.
something's,
Oh dear.
yeah, a little bit off. I did already draw Stu, so today I'm going to draw a little bit different. I'm going to draw Cookie, Sky, and Sam, just kind of sketches of them being monsters or imposters, as Ghost would call it. Thank you for the donation, Kathleen.
What?
She says, I told you I will. Boops, Ash, and Stu. I'm your alpha.
Impossible. Impossible.
She's your alpha.
So, but one
What,
thing I
no
gotta
poop
say,
for me?
one thing that I will say, I was slightly disappointed by was when I read it that it was imposta. At first I saw the WTER and thought it was gonna be an A, but no, it wasn't water
Oof.
after all. It was one of the most disappointing moments in my life.
It wasn't water.
What
It was
about you?
Worcester. Imposter.
Imposta.
So
Yum.
today we've got Emperor Takashi joining us on stream. He voices Ash from The Search. We've also got Ghost, who voices Stu from The Search.
Yo.
And then we've got Tyler from Texas, who used to voice for me in Wolfsong way back when. And all three of their channels are linked in the description of this video. So without further ado, we can go ahead and jump in and start drawing some spooky
Oh, some
search
truly
characters.
horrible.
Oh, yeah.
monsters.
That's...
Oh wow! All right. So I think you need to brush your teeth. All right. All right.
So,
Brush them
Austin
teeth.
booped us.
No.
Austin, why would you boop
What?
during a spooky stream?
oh, I got
Not
confused.
nice.
I was
And
like,
why would you
oh,
not boop
oh.
me? They keep unbooping me.
Okay, fine. I'll boop Tyler. Tyler
isn't
is
that
That's
a-
not the
boop.
same!
Wow,
It's a good thing.
Tyler,
You
my
don't-
boobs aren't good enough for you.
You don't want to be booped, Tyler. Come on.
I just don't want to be alone.
So I'm gonna go
Such
ahead and draw a
things,
cookie
you're never
first,
alone.
if you guys don't
Oh,
mind.
oh,
I don't
oh.
think Cougar's not here today to call us a loser. So I'm gonna make
That's
him
a
sickly.
shame.
I'm gonna make him super sick.
That's
But I won't.
surprising.
I
I
know,
thought he.
usually
I
he's
thought he would.
here.
I thought he would come here to call us losers again.
I know.
I think
That's
you did
okay.
earlier. I may have missed it, though.
So I've got a question for people on chat. I hope this doesn't make anyone uncomfortable,
Oh.
but what freaks you out? Like, are you scared of like anything?
Oh boy.
Oh no!
The impending collapse of the entire international economy.
Oh,
Let's go.
that is
would
terrifying.
say nuclear holocaust always freaks me out.
Why?
It's just the thought of everyone literally dying, I guess.
Hey, the
There's
people on the
nothing you can
space
do
station will be
about it.
fine.
Well,
Until their food runs out and they eat each other.
I think that's even worse in a way. At least if you're on planet Earth, theoretically you would die instantly. If you're in the
Well,
space station, you'll starve
I
to
mean, think
death,
about it. As
run
long
out
as they
of
complete their
oxygen.
tasks and bring the imposter back to Earth, they'll be fine.
Let's go.
Oh man,
All right.
that's scary.
What makes me a little bit nervous for whatever reason, I don't know why.
Personally, I don't think any world leader is stupid enough to fire nukes.
Oh, Kim Jong
Because
Un.
Are
in
you
that game,
sure
nobody
about
wins.
that?
Well, the thing is, in that game,
Oops.
Oops.
I just dropped my phone.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't have to be like an incompetent world leader. It could be by just some sort of serious technical error. I keep hearing about this
Y2K.
one Soviet guy in the 80s who could have, quote-unquote, retaliated with incoming nukes he thought was coming from the U.S., but decided, no, let's not do it. And it turns out he was right to not launch it because we're all alive today.
yeah, there was a song.
Are you sure
that
we're
was
alive?
released.
What if we're all just in a simulation created by Skynet, which is Tyler?
Oh, like brain in a vat.
Are you
99
implying?
Brains in a vat.
Are you implying that I'm an imposter right now?
Well, you are
I think
Skynet.
he's
after all.
implying that you stole everyone's brain, put it in a vat, and now we're in the Matrix. I think that's what was implied.
Indeed.
Well,
I don't even think he was implying
if that
it.
was
feel like he
true,
was
I would
just straight
probably
up
make
saying
my.
it.
If that was true, I would probably make myself like Elon Musk or something. Why would I be like this typical average boy?
Well, see,
Because
actually,
nobody suspects the
you can
average guy.
turn into anyone you want because you're Skynet, so you're pretty much controlling this
yeah.
whole simulation.
Oh yeah, that's true. I can turn myself into
Hello.
a puppy if I want to.
Belvedere.
You could.
Indeed, and then you can pet yourself.
Oh, but that's kind of depressing.
I just know you want to pet everything, so I assumed if you turned into a puppy, you'd want to pet yourself.
Exactly. And by the way, I do want to pet that stew.
I knew it.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Oh, come on, at least the face is fine. It's just I just don't want to scratch his belly.
Thank you for the donation,
That's the
Kathleen.
business end.
probably the second thing that would worry me or concern me is the inevitable collapse of many of the world powers today, into several separate warring states.
Well, we need a rinse. We need a rinse and recycle.
Ah, yes, the purge.
I mean, if it was like a clean cut, a clean split, that would be fine. But I have a feeling that it's going to be a little.
Oh, it's gonna be
Little
ugly.
bloody.
Okay.
little bloody.
Real quick, Midnight123. No, I do not voice Ash. So, Warrior Cats, that's Emperor Takashi that voices Ash. I used to voice, and this was in old Wolf Song, a character named Brandon. And I took over for Czar, I believe. And then in the new Wolf Song, I was supposed to voice one character, but had to drop out. I forget what his name was, though.
Was it Hedge?
Yeah, Hedge. It was Hedge, and then you corrected his name to Brandon, I think.
Gotcha. So, I kind of want to hear what the chat is afraid of, because I think I was a bit caught off guard. I thought you guys were going to say something like, I'm afraid of drowning, or I'm afraid of flying. You're like,
well,
no, I'm
hold on.
afraid...
Nobody ever gave me a chance to speak on the matter.
Ooh.
Barney!
Okay.
Someone was afraid of Barney, the dinosaur. in the
Barney's
Magic-
scary.
Oh, dude, I hated that thing. The
Thanks for the
Teletubbies creep
donation,
me out.
Makazi.
So Lay
The
says they have
Teletubbies creep me out.
They said Shiloh keeps changing his profile picture.
They're afraid of spiders. They're afraid of spiders.
Clowns. Don't
Ooh.
really care for clowns.
So, Ghost
yeah.
hates clowns. Yeah.
Yeah, if I see a clown at night coming at me with like a thing on a butcher's knife or a chainsaw, I can't promise that he won't end up with bullets in him. All right,
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna
I
say
can't-
hi to my 9mm.
I can't make any promises. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, he was practically asking to meet him.
It's like it was his own fault, his choice.
Now, I will say, There are videos on YouTube of people dressing up like scary clowns and getting the absolute snot beaten out of them, and I love it. I'm just sitting there laughing the whole time.
Pranksters,
I'm like, you
pranksters
got what was coming to you,
Pranksters
pal.
deserve the bullet sometimes. Gotta be on. Gotta be on.
You know, I've
It's a
always
prank,
wondered,
it's a
like,
prank.
why?
Yeah, there's nothing
What do
funny
you think
about
it
coming at a man with a
is?
machete.
What do you think it is about clowns that like freak people out so much?
I think it's the way
What
they're
scares
painted
you?
and like just like they're like they're the way they're presented in society.
They're inhuman.
I want to
It's kind
say
They're inhuman.
I want to say it's like sort of an uncanny nature of the look. I would say.
See, what humans
You
do is
see-
we look at faces and we recognize by faces oftentimes, and we'll see faces in different things. So when we see a face that's distorted like that, plus all the cultural cues we have today, like where we see like clowns as killers, clowns as maniacs, clowns as someone who would literally blow up a ship and then laugh about it and then wants to see the world burn. In a kids show, well, I think it kind of just adds up on people.
Or you could have the clown that looks like Tim Curry from It going wah wah wah.
By the way,
Over and over.
the last clown I mentioned was the Joker, but
Yeah, I got.
I got that
in
one.
case anyone missed that one.
Good old.
Let's see. We got people.
Patsy.
Someone's
Let's
afraid
see,
of
what
the
else
deep,
is
deep
there?
water. Someone's afraid of the baby from the Teletubbies, which is so
Yes.
valid. The sun, by the way.
The baby in the sun. That's
Anyone
pretty
afraid of
creepy.
human beings?
Yes.
I'm afraid of human beings.
I don't really care for.
I'm
people
afraid of
very much.
certain
They
human
worry me.
beings.
What else is there? Let's see. It's kind of ironic
so
that I don't like to fly, but I work on
Wolf,
planes.
YouTube is afraid of themselves.
Yes, I'm not good.
That's a good fear, I think. I'm afraid of myself too sometimes.
I mean, maybe like you have those realizations where you kind of figure out exactly what you're capable of doing, and you're like, oh, that's scary.
Oh, hashtag. I want to build off of that. Afraid of martial law. I'm afraid of being quarantined, like a serious quarantine.
So you guys want to feel real terror though? Be in a school these days, and then fear for humanity's future, and then you'll fear for humanity's future. You're like, yes,
trust me.
we are going extinct. After my generation's gone, we're going extinct. Okay.
I mean, the idiot. If y'all have never seen the movie Idiocracy, that is absolute fact. Like that
I
movie,
don't think I've seen that.
a lot of the stuff that happened in that movie is happening right now.
Indeed, Karina, water cold.
Yeah,
I mean,
you might. I don't know where you'd be able to find it, but if you guys want to watch that movie, it's hysterical. It's made by Mike Judge, the same guy who did Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill.
water cold won't die as long as I'm alive. Don't worry. We'll fight
He's
for it.
immortal.
We'll keep it alive.
Oh, just so you know, guys, this is how Stu did the voice.
Oh boy.
But he just lied. He said he didn't know, but it was a lie.
Oof.
Oh. And he told the story of the hash-slinging slasher.
He's like, nope, I'm done.
Courage,
What?
the
Yeah.
cowardly dog. And what was the other one? Okay, so it was Courage the Cowardly Dog, the hash-slinging slasher, and was it the boy that cried wolf? Or no, that was Ash that told the boy that cried wolf, I think.
You
Yeah, he wanted
give us a
to,
bad name.
Yep. He
Like
just wanted
he-
to go mess with the shepherd boy
Oh
by
god.
pretending to attack his sheep.
Oh, I was so innocent back then. That was before I tried to take all the water in the world and make everyone bow before me.
Bow down and worship the water. Water world. Water everywhere and nothing to drink.
Water. We want pure filtered water. Don't
We
need
also
water.
we don't have an actual water shortage. Changed my mind.
What's up, Emperor?
Tyler, you got booped.
We have a salt surplus.
I'm not.
Tyler got booped?
I've been booped. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
I've never heard someone be happy about that.
It's not that I'm happy about being booped. Is that I'm not like
It's the recognition.
being left out.
Mhm.
Oh.
It's validation of my existence.
It's like everyone else is getting killed. Why can't I get killed too? I feel
That's all I heard.
Oh God!
I don't think being booped
okay.
is that bad. I mean, yeah,
So it was.
it's annoying, but
It,
no, but it's just It's just the fact you said it's not that I want to get booped. It's just the fact they don't want to be left out. I'm like, so does someone not want it? It's like,
So,
I mean,
why is everyone else
I
getting
don't
tortured
typically watch
severely?
Family
I
Guy
want to
that
do that
much
too.
because to
That's
me the
valid.
show's just kind of dumb. But there was a bit where Peter's like, "Man, I never get chosen for anything," and he's just out in a freaking public area, and there's this dude up in a tower, and he just starts blasting people, right? And the guy gets him in his crosshairs, and Peter just waves at him, and then he shoots the guy next to him, and Peter's just like, "Damn it!"
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
Whoa!
Tyler, Karina
Whoa.
said she'll boop you if you drink water.
I don't have water in front of me, so I guess I'm not going to get.
Well, then you'll get booped by someone else. The spider wolf. He's gonna.
I mean,
boop
I
you
have
up.
something that's colored like water.
Also, guys, did you watch the video on where we drafted the lore for the spider wolf?
No.
I've been
Actually,
at
no.
work I've been working way too much.
That was the stream last Saturday. So we drafted the lore for spider wolves. They're actually a whole species of them. So.
Oh my gosh.
And they existed from time immemorial.
I am really digging that drawing, by the way.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Cookie doesn't feel
I've
great.
been soloed out. Oh my god.
I remember you there, hashtag. But yes, so actually, it was there that we developed them. We also developed the lore of why they target people that don't drink their water instead of targeting everyone. So again, you'll have to check that out if you want to know the truth.
If you guys are interested in that spider wolf legend and lore, go check out Emperor Takashi's YouTube channel. You have that stream still live, Emperor?
Yes, it's still available. Actually, I might want to. I don't know if I changed the name to the Spider Wolf lore. I think I did, but I'll check. Boop, boop.
Y'all check that out.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Oh,
one.
and let's see here. Shiloh the Wolf, thank you so much for that donation. Well, actually, wait. I don't know if this is actually accurate.
Oh yeah, it's still called the spider. It's still called the Spoopy stream. So I'll go
Who just
ahead.
donated?
Shiloh the
And
Wolf, I
can't
think.
see- Oh yeah, it was Shiloh. My bad. Thank you, Shiloh. He boops Tyler.
Ah!
Now, is that thick with 2 C's? I'm kidding.
Oh boy.
I'm a child. Well, we will not do that sort of thing. But there was a question. Do you guys love acting in The Search or Wolf Song? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Stu is like one of my favorite little dudes to voice. He's just so goofy.
Indeed,
man.
When he's not being an imposter, that is.
When it was
Exactly.
Old Wolf Song, it was actually the first thing I ever voice acted in, period, and it was a grand old time.
Right?
And I love voicing Ash. He's my favorite little sociopath.
I'm not even sure if he would be considered a sociopath as much as he would be considered just
Immature.
an immature narcissist.
I mean, he did like casually mention that Stu like got his entire family massacred like in the most happy way
But it's
possible.
totally fine. But it's
I mean, he was kind of like,
fine.
well, he just got like they just got like shot like 50 times. It's not an issue or anything.
Yeah,
He was like
he's
halfway
past
crying. Yeah, it's
He's
nothing.
past it. He's past it. So why can't I be? I'm not past it. I just
Aw.
like to put on a brave face.
Makes
It's like,
me
don't
wanna-
worry about it. He has popcorn and water. He couldn't be more happy if he tried.
Yeah, there's a reason why I have an addictive personality.
It's definitely not because of his traumas or anything. He just really enjoys it. I mean, honestly, it was a life choice, I think.
Anybody ever wonder why I always kind of stay up very late at night?
I do wonder that. Are you okay?
Well, I mean, it gets a little hard to sleep when that's all you see when you close your eyes.
Stu,
Aw.
there's a question I have to ask you. What's all this
Of course.
emotion stuff that you feel like?
Oh my gosh.
Is that normal?
I mean, I would like to think it is, but if you don't think it is, I can just try to stop.
Because I don't think I've ever really felt sympathy or sadness before. That's
Even though your boyfriend has no tail and a broken foot?
what's a boyfriend? I thought he was a pawn in my political games.
It's the 21st century. Get over it.
Oh, is that what we call pawns these days? And yes, I suppose that's the case. I
Did you
plan
just
to have him
admit-
Did
sacrifice
somebody
himself.
say Ponzi?
I feel like you just admitted that he's your boyfriend.
No.
You just
Oof.
admitted it.
Get
Yeah,
wrecked.
if Ash is like, yeah, if boyfriends are pieces you can sacrifice in your war against the other alpha wolves, then so be it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, no. Okay, I
Oh, I
mean,
got
don't
voted
be wrong,
off?
guys. If Ash
That's not cool.
if Ash has an epic character change, like where he develops his character over time, I would love that. But I just like joking about how much of a sociopath he seems. But I definitely encourage character development. Even when TK did that vote on like which kind of element you like in a story the best, I said character development and solid plot.
Yeah, redemption
help.
arcs.
Those are my favorite pieces.
Like,
Like Zuko.
Boring.
Yeah,
I want
dude, Zuko
explosions.
had
Nothing
the
but
best.
explosions
Like,
everywhere.
Yeah,
the best
Zuko and Avatar Airbender, one of my
redemption arc.
favorite character development arcs ever.
Absolutely. Zuko was my favorite as well.
Yeah, his
And the
his
uncle was
redemption
a
arc,
nice
his
touch.
character arc was
Yeah, I
awesome.
feel like Iroh is essential.
Oh yeah, Iroh was the reason why he was who he was, partially.
You
know,
guys ever got the analogy of why he likes tea so much? Because that
it's
uses all four of
peaceful?
the elements, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah. I remember him
Water,
talking
earth,
about that.
fire.
Didn't he talk about that
I've
at one point?
Maybe.
Gosh, I've seen it. I mean, I've watched through the whole series like once. I've forgotten if he mentioned it or not. It was just brought up on the internet. I'm just like, hey, like it was really clever.
Yeah, I don't know.
You haven't-
I need to go
okay.
back and rewatch it.
I watched
I
it
should.
I watched the third season so many times when I was young because I used to that was back when you could like buy episodes or whatever on iTunes. or
Bro.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
I had my old
That's
iPod back then.
Oh man, I
Oh,
remember buying the first season of Prison Break on iTunes, and it was
Prison
great.
Break.
Man,
I would
Man.
I
like
keep getting
buy
told
That
that I
So
look
Raven
like
and
some
stuff.
guy from the show.
like
What's
this
that?
makes okay. Like good thing we're all old people here. We're all boomers on here, so we all
Boomers! Get out of here!
Okay, boomer.
we're
Don't
all,
associate me with them.
we're all a bunch of boomers.
Hey,
No!
Hey,
I'm
I
not
think
that
you're only-
old!
I think you're only a
hey,
year
at
older
least
than
we're
me,
not
bro.
millennials.
Unfortunately, I am a
millennial.
millennial.
So I'm
I think-
I'm a
actually
millennial.
guys. I don't know if
Yeah,
you know
I'm a
this, but I'm actually
millennial.
in the year that's okay. So most charts put me in the year that's directly between millennials and Zoomers. So I'm just like, I'm intergenerational. Okay, I don't apply to you. I don't apply to you. I'm myself.
I was born in
Like that.
'95, so
I
I'm
just
like,
generated a
I'm
new
at the
fear.
tail
People
end.
thinking I'm a boomer. That's terrifying.
oh,
That's my
yeah.
new Halloween fear.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
boomer.
I think
TK,
most
don't
people
you worry.
put like
I'm the oldest person in this call right now.
because like most charts either put
Only
me as a
'cause Sky's
millennial
not
or
here.
as a Zoomer because I'm 96 and 96
Hell
is
yeah.
that time where it's right in the middle. So it's like, ooh.
Oh.
96,
95,
95,
baby.
94, 91.
See, I'm pretty happy that freaking stupid okay boomer thing is finally gone
Yeah.
because it was the most obnoxious thing in the world. People would you'd say something and people would go like, okay boomer. I'm like, okay, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
It's just
It was
it's
rude.
a trolling.
But yeah, I'd probably consider myself more millennial because I feel like it's probably because most Zoomers are still kids, but I think I relate more to most millennials than I would to most Zoomers.
Hence why there's a term generations.
Yeah, my sister she just turned 19.
Yeah, so your sister's a Zoomer then. She's a Zoomer.
Huh.
But yeah, do you know the
she
youngest
was,
generation, like the
like,
the
01.
really young kids right now? They're not even Zoomers anymore. Now they're some new
I
fangled
There's like
generation.
Gen Alpha or something.
You want to know what's crazy is that she was like a couple of months old when 9/11 happened.
You know, I always kind of wondered about.
My students
kids.
weren't even alive when it happened. I'm
I
like,
know her generation, like her age demographic, was the last, like one of the last, I think, if not the last, people who were actually in grade school, who were actually alive when 9/11 happened.
yeah, because she would have been born the year of 9/11. I was 5 when 9/11 happened. I was 5. So.
I was
Yeah.
10.
Oh man,
I was
Tyler, you're so much older than I am.
I was just about.
Oh yeah,
to
by
turn
5
6.
years.
Because I was born. I'm born in the later days of September, so I was just about to turn 6 when 9/11 happened.
Oh man. Ghost, we're so young. We're so young here. We're the youngins. We're the youngsters here.
I still,
know, right?
I remember what happened in 9/11. It was one of those things where I don't remember the full details of it. I just remembered I was at school, and then all of a sudden, I think Mom decided to pull me out of school early, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, sweet! I get to go home early, just out of the blue." So it was kind of a treat.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
They
get
were
to go. I didn't get to
Saw
go
what was
home
on the
early.
news.
But I remember. I think that's the one time. The one time where actually they did like. I think they did a prayer at school. I was like, whoa. Because this is a public school,
Yeah.
so I'm like, well, you never
Yeah.
do prayers at school. I was like, what's going on?
And yeah, when my mom was
mean-
taking me to the grocery store because I guess we needed groceries or whatever, I realized that she wasn't listening to the typical country music station. It was
Yeah.
just some anonymous voice talking, giving these
Man,
big updates. And I was 10 years old, but I didn't understand what he was talking about. I'm just like, why are you not listening to Case 101 or whatever that country station was? And she was just like, we just been hit. We just been attacked.
Yeah,
And then
like,
suddenly my head
golly.
then I'm like, what the hell? And here's the
Dude, it
craziest
was-
thing was, I remember the night before 9/11, I was looking at the calendar and I saw September 11th on it. And for some reason, I misinterpreted it as like the first day of fall, when the first day of fall is really like the 22nd or whatever. And I'm like,
Ooh.
tomorrow's going to be the first day of fall.
Hmm.
And it was so ironic what happened the
towers
next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
yeah,
man.
that's tragic irony right there.
And then
Yeah,
you know the attack in Benghazi
Heard of it, yeah.
that also happened on 9/11. And that was 10 years after. I think it was exactly 10 years after. So it was in 2011 on 9/11.
Yeah, but nobody talks about that. We're still stuck on 9/11.
So imagine what's going to happen in 2021 on
We'll
9/11.
see. We shall see.
But yeah,
But
I mean,
what was really crazy to me was it didn't matter what it didn't matter what channel you were on. You could not find any other thing besides coverage on what was
Unless you were
happening.
on Nickelodeon, maybe.
I kind of remember
I
that.
think
Like
even on the I think
I was
even on the cartoon
five. I
channel.
was 5, so I don't remember things like that. All I remember is like the feelings of the people around me, like the tension, and like
lots of
just
tension.
like what was going. Like I you know, when you're a kid, you're sensitive to other people's feelings, so it's like you can kind of sense when other people are tense because it's like a survival instinct kind of thing.
If you want to hear something surreal, I've actually listened to this several times. I don't know why. I guess I'm just kind of sick in my head. But you should listen to the Howard Stern broadcast during 9/11. It's pretty surreal. Like you get raw emotion from both Howard Stern, the co-host, and the callers that would come on the air to like vent and to cry over what was happening in New York. You can
Yeah.
find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I might do it, come next September. I typically I only do like the whole watch 9/11 programming type stuff on 9/11 just because, that's the day that it happened and whatnot.
But the weirdest thing, because like I told you, I'm a teacher, so the weirdest thing to me is like how the kids these days, 9/11 is history, right? It's like history, just like Vietnam is to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
So,
kids
Like
right now,
like
the
Pearl
pandemic
Harbor.
is sort of like
Imagine-
their 9/11 in a way. Just obviously not as dramatic, but more long term.
Yeah. Like Pearl Harbor. I mean, imagine being an American when Pearl Harbor happened.
I mean,
yeah,
it depends how knowledgeable you were, though, because if you were knowledgeable in political affairs, which most people normally aren't, if you were knowledgeable, you probably saw it coming because we were embargoing them for like 3 years.
Right?
and when we
Kinda
cut
like
off their
how we
oil
should've
supply,
seen-
that
kinda
made them
like-
mad.
I mean, honestly, kind of like how we should have seen this freaking this biological warfare attack from China because we embargoed the shit out of
Oh,
China.
hot take right there.
If this was a biological attack, then they did a shitty ass job.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You think they could have come at us with something a little bit stronger than the freaking flu?
I mean, honestly, I think if China did a biological attack on us, I think we would have lost like half our population by now because they have the capabilities to do that.
And that's sort of the thing. They say that China were purposely. This is like, first off, the virus. They could have designed a virus that was a lot more deadly and more controlled. What this? I mean, it
I feel like
affected
they
them
were
too.
trying, but it got out early.
Well, I don't know. I
It was
wouldn't go
just a
that far
test
yet.
run. That's
By
all.
the way, guys, welcome to the Doomer Podcast.
Honestly.
We're your hosts. Oh man.
Oh man.
But no, actually, guys, don't worry. After the apocalypse, like the 10% of humanity that's remaining, or probably more like 1%, will regrow and it'll be better than before. Don't worry.
I
Great.
saw some. Oh man, I saw some Facebook post. I thought it was so funny. It's a SpongeBob meme, and you know that episode where SpongeBob and Squidward are trying to be Employee of the Month, and SpongeBob snuck into Squidward's house to smash all those clocks. So it has SpongeBob as the world smashing one clock, which is a coronavirus. Then Squidward opens the closet door to
gosh.
all these other clocks, and it lists like all these different apocalyptic scenarios that would happen. One is like World War III, and one is like Great Depression 2. Then you have like some funny ones like the Great Rise of the Furries or something. Fortnite 2 was on there.
It's taken over the world. They're taking over. However, I will say, remember when people could make a show about, freaking cartoon animals and not be considered a furry?
Welcome to the internet.
Like Robin Hood.
I saw a video about that the other day.
Yeah,
that was really interesting to me. So, is
Like
okay?
Robin
So,
Hood.
do you think
It's
Walt
not
Disney is a
considered
furry? Is my big question. Is Walt Disney a furry?
I don't know.
That depends on what you.
Not been, but
That
it
depends on what you.
depends.
Yeah, it depends on how you define what a furry
I mean,
is.
It depends. Do you consider if you're an absolute legend, does that make you a furry? Because Walt was, Walt
like
let's
Seth
be honest.
MacFarlane chose to portray himself in Family Guy as a dog. Does that make him a furry?
Yes.
Exactly, but whenever you take small YouTubers that make shows about animals or whatever, they're automatically a furry.
Yeah,
but
right.
nobody's like, Walt Disney is a furry. Seth MacFarlane is a furry.
Yeah,
it's just not it's weird,
think
right?
About,
Okay,
like Robin Hood. When Robin Hood came out, nobody considered Robin Hood a furry movie.
Everybody freaked
But
out about
somehow
Zootopia. It's like,
yeah,
so Robin Hood
was
never
a furry
happened.
movie.
Yeah,
And,
Robin Hood never
but
happened.
What's really weird to me is that BoJack Horseman isn't considered a furry show.
Yep.
I'm just going to say this.
People,
The Lion King is like almost everybody, like unanimously, everybody loves The Lion King, or at least likes The Lion King. Yet, if the logic is you're a furry for liking The Lion King, then everybody's a freaking furry. Then it makes no sense.
Are we talking about 95 Lion King or 2020 Lion King? Because there's a huge difference.
Well, I'll clarify.
Probably
95.
Probably 95.
I honestly don't
94
even
technically.
consider-
Get your years right.
True, very true.
It's 94.
I honestly don't consider the 2020 Lion King anything. It was just garbage. Absolute garbage. You could tell everybody who was there in the voice cast was like, I'm getting a paycheck. Let's go. Like they basically cut the heart and soul out of that movie for profit. Even James Earl Jones. No, yeah, he's Mufasa. Even James Earl Jones was just like, I'm 90 years old. I'm here for a paycheck. Let's go. He sounded so weak. Mufasa, he just sounded so weak in that movie. And I get it. James Earl Jones is a freaking legend, and the man's in his 90s now. But, maybe a recast could have been done for somebody who could have actually given Mufasa the power that James was able to give him back in the 90s when he was in his prime.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Who are you drawing right now?
I am drawing Sky.
Ooh. No
And
eyes.
let's also not forget that whoever they got to replace Jeremy Irons' Scar was just ugh.
But yeah,
Like it's tough to replace Jeremy Irons as Scar because he was creepy, he was charming, he was threatening, he was condescending, narcissistic. He was just
Perfect.
great. Yes,
He was
perfect.
He was perfect.
Yes,
So-
Jeremy did such a great job as Scar, and then this guy was just like, and the way that they changed, basically the way they changed the movie up so that it was a lot darker and a lot more serious than the actual Lion King, which is saying something because the Lion King was pretty dark for a kids movie.
Yeah.
So the
Especially considering the deleted scene where Scar essentially tried to rape Nala, but that's beside the point.
So the chat got to speaking about like what disease was like the worst in history or something like that. Honestly, I think the Spanish flu was definitely the worst. It killed over 30 million people, and like the higher estimates actually go to more like 200 million. So no, the Black Death did not. the
Black Death
did not kill that many people.
Well, I think the Black Death is more significant, even though they haven't killed as many people. It did wipe out a third of Europe, which is significant. I think a third of the population of 1918, 1919, whenever the Spanish flu hit, was more like 2 billion people, something like that.
Yeah, those estimates for the Black Death are over the span of a long period of time, I think, and I think they are slightly exaggerated because the Spanish flu, the problem was that it was kind of at the same time as the war, which I think made it worse. The Black Death would have been more significant in percentage wise for the time period because like there were less people in the world, and it was more centralized. So it was, even though it started in Asia, it was far more devastating in Europe because of the trade networks at the time, whereas the Spanish flu is far more global.
Yeah, Spanish flu affected everybody because of world trades and all that kind of stuff and the war, like you were saying. It got everywhere.
And the suspected cases are of up to 500 million. So
yeah.
And the biggest problem with the Spanish flu, though, was most diseases that kill the elderly. The Spanish flu killed young people because what happened was your body was healthier, so it actually could produce more defensive mechanisms. And when that happens, is your body would actually end up drowning itself.
That's pretty insane.
With its own saliva. So
that's
gotta
crazy.
love it.
Yeah.
So sleep on your stomach from now on, children.
That's why we call that generation that fought in World War One the lost generation, because first of all, so many of them died in the war, and the rest of them that didn't die in the war died from the Spanish flu. So an entire generation was just dead.
And also a lot of people from polio too.
And that's why when the Black Death was terrible, the Black Death actually served a significant force in actually modernizing Europe.
It's funny because I think I saw something like that on Alternate History Hub or something. Like, what if the Black Death didn't occur or something?
Yeah, Europe might actually be in a worse case if the Black Death didn't occur. But as for the Spanish flu only fucked them up. The Spanish flu served no benefit outside of us helping advance vaccines because we had to. Mm-hmm. But it was just the World War One and the Spanish flu were pretty much the worst things to happen in European history, because the rest of the century, like the Cold War, World War II, none of that would have happened if it wasn't for World War One and the Spanish flu. And
it's crazy how things work out that way, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's why I think that altogether that was the most devastating in world history.
I guess it makes me kind of wonder, once COVID is finally out of the picture, what benefits will come of it somehow.
Come November 4th.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean,
it'll be
moving on.
Significantly.
It would not have been a fun time to be alive.
Yeah. Yo, can we talk for a moment about plague masks? Those things are creepy. That's another thing that freaks me out. That's another thing that freaks me out. Those plague masks from the from the Black Plague, where
I'd almost rather wear that though than have to wear this mask all the time. Like I'm.
Oh, those things. They thought it actually protects them from the Black Plague, but actually it doesn't.
They thought that it would scare whatever was doing it away, and also
you know what they believed back then, right? That caused disease.
Like some sort of supernatural force, I think.
It was miasma, so they thought it was like the area that caused it.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they'd actually move sick people to healthy areas to to try to stop them from being sick, not realizing that they were just spreading the disease, and that's why the Black Death was so devastating.
Right. They also had like some sort of incense in the bottom of that mask, so that they didn't have to smell the dead people, and it also like they thought that it would help to keep it from getting to them.
Yeah,
like
because again, they thought
it they were smelling.
miasma, so.
Yeah.
Oh man. Can you imagine?
Bird masks.
It was like, and that was like old school ideas, and not only was it old school ideas, it was the less educated of the old school ideas, because like there were some Greeks that knew better, but the Greeks did come up with the idea of the miasma too. So it's I think that was Aristotle who did that. Aristotle had a lot of misconceptions, unfortunately. But
everybody loves philosophy.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows philosophy is the answer.
The thing with Greeks is a lot of them combined philosophy with science. So they would have like their philosophers and their scientists would be like the same people.
Yeah,
and that's don't get me wrong. Greece had a lot of great science for the time. Like they even knew like the size of the Earth, and that it was round and everything. They knew that way before like people think like Christopher Columbus discovered that. No, wrong. The Greeks did. No. Thousands of years before.
Kind of baffles me that people still think Christopher Columbus discovered the round Earth or whatever.
It blows my mind that people this day and age think that the world is flat.
Yeah.
I think the world is flat.
Oh.
Did I create a fear for you?
It blows my mind that people don't believe in evolution. Oh wow. Okay, some people might be that one, but hey.
That.
Right. Here's a thing. Here's my thing though. Like, my eyes are horrible. If I was alive back in the day when man was still like evolving and shit, I'm not like denying evolution or anything like that. I'm just saying there are some flaws in this. There are definite flaws. Like, bro,
and
if
some people
I was alive back in the day, I would have gotten eaten by a saber-toothed tiger a long time ago, because if I don't have my contacts in or any kind of corrective lenses, hell, I wouldn't be able to see that damn thing hiding in the grass 10 feet away from me. It'd eat me.
Well, back then,
they lived that.
Back then, it was like that was a mutation, like not being able to see and stuff. So they would have picked you off.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
that would have essentially eradicated the gene.
The reason why we're actually seeing more disabilities now is because they can live now and not have to worry about like survival. So, like for instance, like blindness used to be like very rare, because if you were blind, you would not survive.
Oh yeah, you'd be dead.
Exactly.
The reason why you see so many more disabilities these days is because those people can survive now because of welfare and living in a generally advanced society.
Yeah, we got rid of natural selection and all that kind of stuff. We essentially
basically made ourselves weaker.
Yeah, mankind kind of, I don't know, I guess it stepped away from physical evolution and has moved more so into societal evolution.
Yeah, and also our mental evolution also decreasing, because now with the way the economy works, is it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, you can still afford to have kids. So the rich are choosing not to have kids, and the poor are having more kids. Okay, I'm getting too much into genetics here.
That's another thing in Idiocracy. Oh my god, that's another thing in Idiocracy. So basically, it starts off they talk about this couple of average to maybe slightly above average intelligence, right? And they're like, oh well, this economy and all this kind of stuff. They just kind of they forego having children, and eventually they get to a point where they never have kids. Meanwhile, Mr. Below Average Intelligence, Mr. Stupid Dude over here, just keeps breeding and making more children, and his family tree is like 50,000 people long, while their family tree dies with them.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Like,
basically,
it's like funny, dude.
I don't want to go after my own family or anything, but like I have this one pair of cousins, like They're not. They weren't cousins when they got married. By the way, they're my cousins now.
When a story starts with those words, I'm like, oh no.
I want to correct it.
Sweet home Alabama.
Okay. No, okay. Look, it's my cousin. She married a guy who's not my cousin. Okay, they're not related. But they're both very intelligent people, right? But they chose not to have kids. And then I had this other cousin who made some very stupid choices. I'm not saying she is an intelligent person, but made some very bad choices, so it makes me question that. And she does have kids, and they're not exactly in wedlock or anything like that. So I'm like, yes. Oof. Even in my own family, I can see that happening, and I'm just like,
right.
I should probably have kids.
Oh my god. I don't mean to rake anybody over the coals, but like, so one of my friend's wife's best friends just got knocked up by another guy, but she left her husband for cheating on her. I'm like, hold on, what?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I would never stay with a person who cheated on me. I would. It's like, no.
Why does the stupid reproduce?
But
I don't understand.
Because we never taught them how to use a condom.
Ugh, no.
It's fine, guys. Just go back to the early 1900s where they had eugenic programs.
Yeah.
And society will be saved. Then we'll only have the super smart having children.
Wow. Just wow.
No, that was actually an idea back then. That was
like
actually
that
an idea.
From Futurama. Oh, the last time the aliens invaded, the super intelligent were forced to breed rigorously.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Futurama. Futurama is a great show. It
so good.
The Simpsons. It surpassed The Simpsons in a lot of levels.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't continue. Like it wasn't even nearly as long, but it was so much better. Like I loved Futurama. That was such a good show.
The Simpsons was good for the first 12 years of its life, but after that it just kind of started to go downhill rapidly, and these days it's not even the same show.
It changed writers and stuff, I think is what happened.
Oh yeah, changed writers. I don't even think that Matt Groening is a part of this. I don't even think he's a part of The Simpsons anymore. Like, I know that back in the day, like, The Simpsons was directed by people like Brad Bird and Conan O'Brien and all that sort of stuff. You know, Brad Bird, the guy who directed The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And
right.
Ratatouille. Brad Bird also directed Ratatouille.
Don't forget The Iron Giant.
Oh, the Iron Giant.
He did do that.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite animated movie.
Such a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I get teary-eyed whenever I hear Superman.
Yeah.
It's been too long since I've seen that, so I don't really remember it too well.
It was so good.
Watch it again. It's very
underrated. Watch that in the movie nights.
Hey, is it on Netflix? She's finally here.
Is it on Netflix?
What took you so long?
The last time I saw it, yes, it was on Netflix. The last time I saw it, but it was like years ago.
So, Fire Cheater Girl, what you missed? We talked about the apocalypse, many different forms.
Fire.
We talked about
late? Cry silently.
What happened to me? That's a long story.
War.
That is a very long story. That question has a lot of answers you don't want to know.
Don't want to know.
Exactly.
Oh. She's not even kidding her dogs. Oh dear.
I am the imposter. Wait, you didn't hear me say that.
Don't worry. Are you gonna draw Ash as well?
Would you like me to?
You are.
I was gonna draw Sam, but maybe I should draw Ash instead.
Draw the two
How
of
should
them.
I draw?
Draw the two of them
Ash?
duking it out.
Who? Which
Sam
ones?
and Ash duking it out. Just duking it out, bro. Hey, I'm not too happy about that cheap shot you took at me earlier. Yeah, well, get over it.
Oof.
Stu, just to let you know, Summer Spring Productions spooked you. Just you.
Hashtag says that Ash is already a monster.
I got pooped. So it is not on. It is not on Hulu or Netflix.
It's not.
Nope,
That's
not anymore.
So,
I think the Iron Giant used to be on Hulu or Netflix, one of the two, but it's gone now.
Mori Mami says to draw Ash as a water monster.
A water monster.
Water monster.
Maybe it could be like a demonic Poseidon or something.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, demonic Poseidon. I think I can do that. Let me put Sky away.
I've been booped.
You got booped, son.
So it was funny. They actually made an announcement on Monday for the school that they said students should dress normally on Friday. So in other words, they're saying you can't come in costume.
That sucks.
And they said we don't do parties in middle school. I'm like, what? What kind of rule is that?
Oh, in my high school, this is so dumb. They implemented like a new policy where you can't have parties in classrooms. You can only do what's called celebrations. It's like, what the hell does that mean?
What's the difference?
Exactly. But it was kind of cool because it sort of played into what happened in U.S. history. We were in the Warring 20s, so we decided to have like a quote-unquote a skimp easy before spring break. So we all came in like clothes from the 1920s, and we brought snacks and drinks illegally, quote-unquote. And then towards the end of the class, unfortunately, somebody spoiled it for us. A random police officer would just knock on the door and be like, "Police department!" And we're like, "Oh, shit!" And then the cops would come in and be like, "What the hell's going on here?" So dumb, but it was fun.
Oof.
So, guys, I'm terrified right now. Fire just totally spooked me there. I don't know what to do.
Oh no.
Oh! Yeah, she did. Boo. I would never forget to scare you. Thank you for the donation, Fire.
See, the thing is, if you're doing school online, if you're doing, like, we actually had a lot of students come back today, which was really annoying because I had like 5 new students in one class. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Get up and introduce yourselves.
No, we didn't do that. It's more like just like, all right, so here's your seat, sit there. All right, so we've been doing this worksheet for 3 days, so I'm going to start all over again just for y'all. We're going to go through it real quick, so make sure you're paying attention. You can copy it off someone else if you can't keep up.
Man.
Let's do this.
Ash is looking scary already. Look at that
Hell
mouth.
yeah.
I'm getting into the rhythm here of drawing scary. This is such a weird...
That is
like, drawing scary is, like, so weird. I don't know if you guys have tried doing this before, but this is, like, really strange. You have to draw things... Like, you have to draw it kind of, like, normal, but, like, also kind of off, and it makes it weird. It makes it, like, creepier.
Like, it's
that is a face of, I'm going to eat you, boy.
For
Yes.
sure. So,
I want to
they're
pet
asking what happened to me. Basically, so this is how I was able to make that voice. This voice.
I want to also know that.
That's what happened. You see that little mouth down there? That's what happened. That's why I was able to make the voice.
Oh, Shiloh the Wolf. Derp. For the donation.
Now I'm just
Derp.
picturing Stu with that chest mouth just talking, just casually.
Oh,
Perfectly
man.
fine.
It's like
It's
like that's just a
it's
part
like
of him
that
this whole
dude.
time.
It's like that dude from Treasure Planet. What are you looking at, weirdo?
I was thinking
Yeah,
of Krang
weirdo.
from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, sort of.
Stu, what's going on with that mouth there? It looks like...
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have another mouth.
It looks like you haven't even brushed your teeth there. Stu, what did I tell you about brushing your teeth? Don't I say it every stream?
Ash doesn't care about the mouth itself, just cares at the fact that he doesn't brush his teeth.
It's like, it looks like it's covered in blood.
What
Ew.
have you been eating,
It's
Stu?
not even water.
Werewolves.
Where did you... How do you even get blood in your teeth from eating popcorn?
Innocent.
The innocent popcorn. Oh no.
Bloody popcorn.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a thing that happened once. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, guys, I've been booped. What should I do? What do?
Boop
Should
him
I
back.
use my water shield? Water
Boop him
shield.
back. Boop
All
him
right,
with
you're-
water.
I reflect your boop using my water shield. 100% reflection chance, guaranteed. Roll for effect. Doesn't matter. 100% effectiveness.
Hell yeah.
It's screaming.
He's
Oops.
upset.
They're trying to boop me again. Water shield.
It almost looks like he's got a snake for a mouth or a snake for a tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, so like yesterday I made a very important discovery. Did y'all know that snakes sneeze?
Oh, thank you, Fire.
Do they
They're
snakes and
actually
sneeze?
these dyed colored popcorn. I've had red and
Yes.
green popcorn before my mouth just looked awful.
Yes,
Oh
they
my.
sneeze, and it's the funniest thing in the world.
I think
Sneeze
that's
venom?
kind of adorable. Just a snake going, choo, or something like that.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. I'm about here. I'll share it in the.
Please do. I want to watch it.
I will.
I want to
Here we
watch
go.
it, watch his sneeze, think it's cute, then want to pet it.
Don't
Oh, I
pet
love
it.
snakes.
What's
I
wrong
love
with
snakes?
Petting a snake, it's not venomous, is it?
Yeah,
It depends on the snake.
I mean,
That's what I'm asking.
Just
Is
be
this particular
just be
snake
careful.
venomous?
Probably it's probably king cobra. King cobras probably sneeze.
I would just be careful. If you're gonna pet a snake, at least be a little bit careful. You don't know if it's.
Well, you know me. I live dangerously.
I mean, he is Skynet after all. What does he have to fear?
True.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't-
like, yeah, of course. I'm the T-1000. I would
I don't
just.
think Skynet's
nothing
even
affects me.
affected by venom.
What cracks me up is just how human-like they look when they sneeze. I make the exact same freaking face when I sneeze.
All right, let me see it. Oh, there it is. Cool. Watching it now.
What, you posted it?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't it? It's
I
freaking
know.
awesome, dude. I love it.
It makes me sad that people are afraid of snakes. I mean, if it's a venomous snake like a rattlesnake or a cobra, I totally get it. But just a regular snake like that?
Yeah,
It
that's a
makes me
California
sad
king
because
snake.
all
There is
the
absolutely
basic
nothing
bipolar
wrong with a
snakes.
California king snake.
It's like how dare they remember animals that used to kill their ancestors and just like devour them?
Yeah. How dare?
I know one video of this guy who has a pet python. Like, it was a baby python. And, like, the fans were demanding him to boop Noodle. That was his name, Noodle. He was
Noodle.
like, okay,
Poor
Noodle. I'm sorry, Noodle. They want you to be booped, so you have to be booped. But
See,
the
Poor
python is
Noodle.
so young, and he's like wants to explore constantly, so he keeps moving away from like Noodle, no, Noodle, stop, Noodle, you gotta be Noodle.
Poor Noodle.
So it was like a struggle for 2.5 minutes before he got booped.
but no, if I'm being honest, like it's like I also like wolves. You know, I think they're pretty cool. But it's like if people actually think they're just cute and want to go up and pet them in the wild, they will get their hand bitten off.
Yeah. I always joke about petting things, but people really don't go up and pet a wild wolf. Bad things will happen.
I mean, because
It
they
won't be pretty.
like
You'll
things
lose your hand.
may look cute, but it doesn't mean you should fuck with them.
You don't.
Like a wolf.
Honestly.
Can I just say this? A wolf is not a dog. It is
No.
not domesticated. It is a wild animal.
Not
And
even
let
close.
me just go a little bit further. Don't pet a dog you don't know. Period.
Yeah, you shouldn't because dogs can be unpredictable too. You don't know
Yes,
what that
they
dog's been
can.
through. That dog could have been like abused since it was a baby, and it might think you're attacking it, and then it might attack you and hurt you, and you don't want that to happen.
Oh, and also the
Bringing
cutest animal of all time,
freaking
jackal,
God,
okay? Jackal
getting
may look
Pitbull
adorable,
flashbacks
it
here.
looks super small and cute, but it will destroy you if you try to mess with it.
I remember I was with my ex-girlfriend visiting her family in Oklahoma, and they had a dog they rescued. And because of the abuse that dog went through before she was rescued by her parents, you cannot pet the dog on the head at all. Because if you do, it will
Aw.
snap and bite you.
That
Yeah.
poor
Pet-
baby.
You can only pet underneath. And
That
that's
poor
just goes
baby.
to show dogs are, like wolves, unpredictable at times.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, they're just trying to survive and protect themselves. And they don't know that you're friendly. And it can
Yeah.
be bad.
It's like that video. I think everybody knows which one I'm talking about. Every time I watch it, it breaks my heart. That poor puppy who's like been so badly abused and so starved that people go in there with it and it's just screaming inside of its little cage. It's so
Aw.
afraid and so terrified that it's screaming. And then somebody actually pets it and shows it genuine kindness, and it's just like,
Oh, that's the one where
Whoa.
the dog was going like, ah!
Oh, thank you, Fire. Fire donated and said, my sister pet a dog that she didn't know, and she had to get many shots in her wrist and such. It was awful. I'm sorry to hear that. That's not fun.
I don't know
Really?
how. I just don't understand how people can treat a dog or an animal in that fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you really just like, even with strangers, you know what I mean? Like, you really, like, you're like a common situation. Like, if you're in a class and you're talking to someone, that's fine. But like, if there's some random person on the street, you should be careful of who you talk to, especially if you're a child, because you don't know who they are, what they want to do, and anything like that. So, even on the internet, though, like, people may think they're safe because they're hidden behind a layer of, you know,
You're not safe.
You're really not.
Some people, there's hackers out there, and with kids, I know some of you are pretty young out there. You may not realize what you're giving out, but you should really be especially careful what kind of information you give out. You know what I mean? Because even if you
tell you the truth, I've regretted a lot of things I gave out when I was, 10, 15 years younger than I am now.
Yep.
Because like if you give out like even just like your like on Facebook, you really even shouldn't put your birthday unless you keep everything on private, because people can use your birthday to find other information.
Yeah, like those. I see a lot of kids that will come in here. I see this in Discord, and I see this in the live chat. They'll be like, "I'm 13, I'm 11, I'm 12. Please stop doing that. It's not safe."
Yeah,
like don't tell people your age.
Don't even get me started on YouTube Kids.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, I honestly,
and don't
I feel like
lie
YouTube
about your
Kids
age
is
either.
gonna be
Just don't state your age. Period.
I feel like YouTube Kids is very quickly becoming a hub for pedophiles, and it grosses me out.
It's
Parents,
nasty.
just use Netflix and Hulu. Do not use YouTube as a form of entertainment, because they filter that stuff. At least in theory.
So true. Just be careful. Be real careful online. Just because you're online doesn't mean you're safe.
But yeah, if I was if I have kids, like when I have kids, I'm gonna be very, because I think they should learn technology and definitely learn how to handle the internet carefully. But I don't want them like really, if they're like under 10 years old, I don't see why they would really need the internet.
Exactly.
Internet. They don't
honestly
need
it's a lot like intoxicants and coitus and stuff like that. If you bring them up telling them don't do this, and you try to use like fear tactics and all this other kind of stuff to essentially control them and manipulate them into not doing these things, that's inevitably why they end up doing these things.
So true.
Like the DARE program.
You know what? That kind of reminds me.
The DARE program is the reason why we have such a bad drug problem in this country.
Actually, I think
instead of educating them about them, they try to brainwash them. And people are smarter than that.
To emphasize why something's bad. Like, like for instance, most kids actually do follow their parents politically, for instance.
Yeah, I did too.
Share their parents' political views. Now, that's not always the case. There are exceptions.
Oh, yeah.
But in most cases, they follow their parents' political ideas. And I think what you need to do is you need to actually explain to them. Like, for instance, with politics, I'm similar to my parents. I think I'm a little more radical just because I'm younger. But I'm on the same spectrum. Now with religion, though, I'm not religious like my parents were, and I think a big part of that is because they kind of just forced it on me, and they didn't really, like you said, they didn't really explain. Like they explained it, but just with religion, it's it's faith, it's faith, it's faith. Well, just saying faith isn't a reason to believe something.
Yeah,
you can't just believe something into existence. Like to me, to my mind, it doesn't work that way. So it didn't click with me. So at the age of 15, I left. You know what I mean? I stopped believing.
Right.
And that's just when.
I was going to bring up guns and how they're dangerous, but it's one of those things where, again, instead of making them fear guns and making it oh, you can't have this, you can never use it as a really bad tool, I would, at an appropriate age, of course, show them how to use a gun properly.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people who are anti-gun have absolutely no idea what it is. Like what cracked
an AR-15 means automatic rifle. No, it doesn't.
What really my favorite thing ever was this was on a live news broadcast. This is the devastating damage that an AR-15 can cause. Guy pulls out a 12-gauge shotgun and blasts a watermelon point blank. I'm like, dude, that's a 12-gauge.
I mean, it's sad, but it's funny Because obviously a shotgun is different
it's
from
like,
an AR-15.
dude, they have no idea. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just afraid of it because they don't understand it.
So true.
Oh, yeah, but there was.
You get enough people in a confined space with a knife, you can cause just as much damage as you can with a gun.
Very true. And there's one thing I did want to clarify.
Look at what happened in that bus station in China. I think they killed like over 30 people and wounded almost 200 more.
I also think people don't focus on the real problem there. Like the real dangerous thing is all the bombs people create off of household supplies. I mean,
you can literally, in a California prison, they managed to make a functional 45 caliber pistol out of plumbing.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh, but guys, I did want to clarify for what I said earlier. Okay. People can believe whatever religion they want, all right? Again, it's a personal thing. Yeah, I am not saying that anyone should or should not believe in a certain religion. That's completely, entirely up to them.
Yeah, everybody has their own right to their opinions and their beliefs.
Oh, and wait, I am religious. Sorry, I forgot. Water cult, yeah.
Water cult.
Water cult, totally. It's a religion. It's a religion.
Water and water and water, water and water and water and water and water. I'm sorry, just going that chant again.
Personally, me personally, I don't give a damn what you believe or what you think or what you do, as long as you don't hurt anybody else and you don't infringe on anybody else's rights.
Exactly. So,
as
like,
long
when I
as
take
you don't think that your rights are more important than somebody else's because of who you are, I don't have a problem with you.
I'm just following my anarcho-capitalist principles, obviously. It's not
Let's go!
I take all the water. I mean, I'm selling it at a reasonable price.
Exactly. Makes an anti-mask statement, but sells masks on my website. Let's go!
Yeah. On that thought, guys, it is about 8:04 p.m. Central Standard Time on my time, like at my time zone. So I think we're going to wrap it up. We ended up drawing Sky as a mysterious someone who's got like some stuff sewn shut, and she's also got a weapon sewn into her mouth. It almost seems like she might run into you on accident and gouge out your stomach.
Yeah,
who knows?
Accidentally, of course.
Accidentally. And then we've got Cookie, who's then we got Cookie, who lost an eye, has a broken back leg, and looks super hungry.
His
staring
tail
at the
also
screen.
ripped off.
And then, of course, Ash coming in with the water, the flipper, the trident, is an evil merwolf. Evil merwolf. And that's what we got. So, drawing the Surge characters as monsters. So before I end the stream, I just want to say thank you to everyone that donated. We've got donations from Mist Nightwalker, Shiloh the Wolf, Kathleen Doughton, Makazi, Fire Cheetah Girl. So thank you all so much for your donations. I totally appreciate it. It definitely helps make more stuff like this. So thank you so much for the donations. And also thank you to the lovely participants who spoke about 9/11 and scary things. All different types of interesting topics. We've got Emperor Takashi, who voices Ash from The Search.
Howdy.
We've got Ghost, who voices Stu from The Search. And then we've got Tyler from Texas, who is an older voice actor of mine, who was actually in Wolfsong way back when. Oh, and thank you, Fire. It looks like Fire also just donated. She said, bye, can't wait to see you next time. Thank you so much, Fire. Appreciate your donation. Stu's definitely hungry. Just keep in mind that he doesn't always look that cute eating that popcorn. He might have a giant monster mouth in his chest. Just be careful.
You should animate the giant monster mouth eating the popcorn.
Also,
I know, I thought about doing that.
Do you think, okay, so since this Saturday's Halloween, it's finally the Halloween stream, should we do the history of Halloween on the Halloween stream?
I'm going to end up missing that probably.
Oh man, Tyler.
So I was actually, my schedule got like real messed up this week because I wanted to do this today. But I'm actually getting something kind of interesting on Halloween. Welcoming a new member into my family, so to speak. So I wanted to have a stream kind of dedicated to the newest member of my family and have kind of like a Halloween stream based off of that.
It's a black cat, isn't it?
It's not a black cat. No.
Damn it.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you probably do. I've talked about it a little bit in Discord, but it's not super public yet. But yeah, if you guys are interested, I don't know if anyone's trick-or-treating. If you're not trick-or-treating and you're stuck at home, I'm going to be streaming Saturday night. I think I'll do 7 o'clock. I'm not sure. Central Standard Time. I don't want it to like get in the way of Emperor's stream because I know that you stream on Saturday too, so I'll probably pick a different time than yours.
What we can do is I was planning to do mine as a 2-hour stream, so maybe we could do your stream for an hour. I don't know how long you're planning on doing it, and then we could just go to my channel after the other hour. Or if you want to do yours as a 2-hour stream, we could just do it all on your channel. Either way.
Okay. Yeah, we'll chat about it and see what we want to do. But yeah, so there will be a Halloween stream, so keep your eyes open for that. I'll post on the Discord exactly where it's going to be later. And I think that should do it. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to the people on stream, and also thank you to everyone that watched me draw whatever this is.
Stay hydrated. Don't forget to brush your teeth, all right? You know who you are.
And be careful, because in the dark of the night, in the dark areas of your closet, and deep down underneath your bed, there may be a merwolf ready to eat you.
Indeed, and the spider wolf is always watching.
Or something
Drink your
with
water.
a mouth in its chest.
Yes. Drink your water, or spider wolf will disembowel your stomach.
Indeed, all of your internal organs will melt.
And with that, have a good night, guys, and we'll see you on Saturday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Very cool.
Ah, that was fun.